Well, I've forgotten how much work it actually is to start a company. It's a lot of work. You've got to do everything. You've got to come up with a name. You've got to come up with a logo. In addition to designing the product, you've got to figure out what to design. You've got to figure out how you're going to get it to the marketplace. You've got to do a part number system. You've got to go get bank accounts.
When you're starting a business and you're coming up with those things, I can't imagine wanting to do it again. But they are fun at the time. It's exciting. You're like, yeah, name, and everything means so much, right? Like even the name, like you're thinking, what color is the logo? Should I put a line underneath it?
We wanted people that were insanely great at what they did, but we're not necessarily those seasoned professionals, but who had at the tips of their fingers and in their passion the latest understanding of where technology was and what we could do with that technology, and who wanted to bring that to lots of people. So the neatest thing that happens is when you get a core group of 10 great people, it becomes self-policing as to who they let into that group.
When you're creating a product, building a brand, starting a business, the last thing you need to be doing is managing people. It's the people that will make you and break you.
We try to hire really smart people, but we have a very simple organization, and we try to focus and do very few things well. And focusing's hard because focusing doesn't mean saying yes, it means saying no. So we decide not to do a lot of things so we can focus on a few handfuls of things and do them well. Everybody working at a company wants to do something great.
She wants to know the magic formula to making people motivated, creating a great organization. And if I have to be frank to Steve Jobs right there, he doesn't explain it because it's too hard to explain. It's almost asking, how much do you love something? Well, I love it. How much do I love it? Well, how much? It's too hard. He's trying to put it down in a sentence. He said, we simplify it, we do this. Until you're in it and you're doing it and you're doing what you're passionate about, you'll never know the real answer. Because no one taught him what that was. It just came natural. So it's something that's instinctive.
You've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try to sell it. And I've made this mistake probably more than anybody else in this room.
I'm in love with this guy. It's what's the customer want, what's the customer need, and then work backwards. I don't care if he invented the best computer in the world. If the customer didn't need it or want it, who cares? It's the customer that's everything. So many people start off with the product. They go, I got this mad product. Yeah, great, mate. Does the customer want the product?
As we have tried to come up with a strategy and a vision for Apple, it started with what incredible benefits can we give to the customer? Where can we take the customer? Not starting with, let's sit down with the engineers and figure out what awesome technology we have and then how are we going to market that.
I did not think they were the next words that were going to come out of his mouth. I'm learning off him how to present to people and what's important to people. You know what? And sometimes when you naturally do that, you think everyone thinks like you, but sometimes they don't. And he's explained that and he's breaking it down so well.
One of the things that I don't see it myself, I don't see it in enough of the rest of us, is I don't see that startup hustle. If we zoom out at the big picture, it would be a shame to have lost the war because we won a few battles. I sort of feel like I and some of the rest of us are concentrating too much on the smaller battles.
We have to keep
and we're not keeping the war in perspective. And the war is called survival. The war is called not run out of money until we get our product on the market.
Survival is king in business. Whenever I speak to a startup person, they're always going, but the profit. No. In business, I don't care about listed companies or when companies go private or they go on the stock market. That's different because then they're working for a shareholder. But it's when it's your company and you're passionate about it, it's never about profit. It's survival. Survival is king because if you believe in what you're doing, sooner or later, that bottom line, that profit line will just look after itself.
Steve Jobs' passionate commitment to his vision is clear, and his certainty that it can be achieved and is worth achieving is a conviction to be observed in all successful entrepreneurs.
You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do.